whether you should say real nice or really nice? Then join me in this lesson for a review of English adverbs and adjectives. This lesson is sponsored by Lingoda Online Language School, which is a provider of live English lessons with qualified native teachers. More information about Lingoda at the end of the video. Hello and welcome everyone. This is Minu at AngloLink. In this lesson, we're going to review adjectives and adverbs and look at some common mistakes that you might be making with them. We'll end the lesson with an exercise so you can check your understanding. By the end of the lesson, you will have a clear idea of how to use adjectives and adverbs and how to avoid some common mistakes. So, when you're ready, let's begin. Common mistakes with English adjectives and adverbs. Before we start looking at the common mistakes, let's have a quick review of what adjectives and adverbs are and how we formulate them. Let's start with adjectives. What's an adjective? An adjective describes a noun or a pronoun, someone or something. And an adjective usually comes before the noun. For example, we made slow progress, or he's an amazing cook. But an adjective can also come after verbs that describe someone or something. For example, be, get, become, etc. These verbs are called linking verbs. Also, after a sense verb like smell, taste, feel, look, seem, etc. For example, our progress was slow. Our progress seemed slow. Our progress felt slow. Or with sense verbs, for example, his food tastes amazing. His food smells amazing. It looks amazing. There's also another type of adjective called participle or participial adjective. These adjectives are formed out of the present or past participles of verbs. For example, if the verb is to amaze, you can have the present participle, amazing, and the past participle, amazed. These are adjectives. Or to interest is the verb, and interesting and interested are adjectives. Usually, ing adjectives describe the person or object. For example, he is an interesting person. His stories are interesting. Ed adjectives describe feelings and attitudes of people. For example, we're interested in him and his stories. Right, let's look at adverbs. What's an adverb? An adverb describes a verb, an action verb, or an adjective, or another adverb, or even a whole sentence. For example, we progressed slowly. Slowly describes progressed. He is an incredibly amazing cook. Here, incredibly is an adverb that tells us more about amazing, the adjective. He cooks really amazingly. Here, really is an adverb telling us more about another adverb, amazingly. And finally, interestingly, he comes from England. Interestingly relates to the whole sentence, he comes from England. Right, let's have a quick look at formulation. As you can see, to change an adjective into an adverb, we usually add ly to it. For example, slow becomes slowly. Interesting becomes interestingly. If the adjective ends in y, change it to I before adding the ly. For example, happy, happily. or lucky, luckily. Now, there are a few exceptions that you have to be aware of. Let's have a look. One exception is that there are a few common adverbs that are not formulated with ly. The most common one is good. The adverb for good is well. And then the rest of the adverbs that you're going to see don't change from their adjective form. For example, fast stays fast. Hard, hard. Early, early. Late, late. Far, far. Long doesn't change, long. Short stays short. Straight, straight. And finally, fine, fine. A little note about good and well. As we've just seen, well is the adverb of good. But well also means healthy. So when asked, how are you? If you want to say you are in good health, you can say, I'm well. If you want to say you're doing generally okay, say, I'm fine. In the past, it was considered a mistake to say I'm good. However, these days this expression is becoming more and more common as an alternative to I'm fine. So, how are you? I'm well. I'm healthy. How are you? I'm fine. I'm doing good. I'm good. Another exception is that there are a few words ending in ly that are not adverbs but adjectives. Some examples are lovely, friendly, lonely, orderly, silly, lively, deadly, timely. You cannot change these adjectives into adverbs. You can use the words way, manner, or fashion to describe an action with these adjectives. For example, she was lovely. She welcomed us in a lovely way, in a lovely manner, in a lovely fashion. Another exception, the following ending in ly are both adjective and adverb. Weekly, monthly, daily, and yearly. For example, you can say it's a weekly magazine or I receive it weekly.